Now, as of today, I'm just coming up on having this bike for 2 full years, a little over 12,000 miles, and I'm looking back at all of the things that I've enjoyed about the bike since the day I got it. When I first got it, I knew it was going to be a blank canvas for me to do some customizing. I spent a whole winter even doing the wheels and fenders, got some carbon fiber parts from Vlad, made a few carbon fiber parts, polished up some stuff, and the wheels. A lot of work went into getting the wheels. The tail tidy was a big item, and thank you Vlad for the carbon parts, they worked out great. The paint work, I had some custom paint mixed. That worked out better than I ever thought. The custom logos from John Pothier, they worked out great. Actually, when I look back, most of all the wheels, of course, all of the parts of this bike, and it all came together this summer. And I really, every time I ride it now, I look at it from every possible angle, but it's still a work in progress. Now today the weatherman seems very confused. One of the weathermen we trust, we don't trust any of them, believe me. One of the ones we rely on for some decent information says it's going to go to 90 by noon and no chance of rain. The other one says only 85 by noon, 20% chance of rain. Who do you believe? It's like politicians. You can't believe either one of them. Who do you believe? Believe your motorcycle and go for a ride anyway. So it's been almost 2 full years, a couple more days, and we are going to be celebrating our 2 years with the MT09. Oh boy. Reminds me of watching that movie 7 Years in Tibet. 2 years with the MT09. Okay boys, now don't be bashful. Who wants to go out for a ride on the MT09? Come on. Let me hear it. How about a little applause? Boy, what a summer it's been for Karen's garden. The vegetable garden, the flowers. It has truly been a banner year, and we have enjoyed every day of it. Now this is a seedling that I planted in honor of my late friend Art Thomas. We got it from, actually when we were at his funeral down south, and look at it, it's blooming now, and every day that I look at it, it reminds me of what a great friend he was. And there's literally no end to the amount of cucumbers we've been getting, and we've been just enjoying the heck out of every day here in the farm. Got a nice big eggplant ready to harvest there. Oh boy. The farm. It's been a load of laughs. Karen and I both enjoy it. Now it's early and that weather does look unpredictable. You just never can tell. And you don't know who to trust. Final check of the weather. Cloudy. About a 10% chance of rain. But it's a lot nicer than it was 97. Now it seems like the 2 years since I've had the MT09 have gone by very fast, but that's I think typical of everybody. Has the same feeling. We all live in a time where as you get older it seems like the time goes faster, and this MT09 hasn't done anything to change that. And of course, all the work that I've done on the bike over the 2 years that I've had it, the most labor intensive one single thing was painting the wheels. I think that ran over a course of 16 shop days. It's all on video for anybody interested. Put my name in quotation marks and wheels. Now, one of many things that makes this bike so much fun to ride is the quick shifter, of course, and knowing that you have the safety of a really good traction control. And I always leave it on the most invasive setting, and that totally eliminates the fact that you're going to be doing unwanted wheelies, especially coming out of corners on slippery ground. And after 2 years, all the little carbon fiber brackets and parts and side panels and all of the things that I've done in carbon fiber to modify this bike and make it my own, none of them have even a stress crack in them or have needed any repair at all. So I guess that's my lucky day. Now, another thing that was a real labor of love when I first bought the bike, it was one of the first things I did was polish the exhaust, and it was labor intensive. There was a lot of hours went into that. Even the back piece is polished. Underneath where you don't even see it, it's polished. And a lot of hours. And as I always say, it is truly a labor of love. And one of the reasons this bike was such a nice addition to my collection, because it's different than all the others. It's not really a sport bike. It doesn't have a fairing. And being a naked bike and being that it's very easy to customize it, there's so many parts available. And in my case, all of the custom paintwork that I did on. Now, I've had 3 different rear tires on the bike, actually 4. This is the 4th rear tire. But I think the Michelin 5s right now are about as good as it can get. But I'm really looking forward to trying the 6s when these wear out. And that new radar detector mount has worked out so well for all the bikes. It's interchangeable with all the bikes with a Jivy hardware setup. Couldn't be better. It's anybody really interested, it is one of the dedicated videos on my channel. Now, this is the only bike in my collection that has ABS, and in the beginning I was really skeptical. The couple of times I've really needed it, it has saved my bacon, and I have become a believer, an absolute believer in ABS for all my future bikes. And thank you to everybody who on my channel has posted up how much they like the mods that I've made to the bike, the paint work, the carbon work, and some of the custom little features, including the custom logos and the screening in the intakes. It's a lot of little details. And after 2 years of ownership and the 12,000 plus miles, I really have the feeling, even today it was sinking into me, that this bike is now mine. I've really taken it as a blank canvas and turned it into my bike. And every time I go through the gears with that quick shifter, it is just so much fun. If you've never had a bike that has a quick shifter, boy, you're really missing out on something that's fun. And to be honest, I wish I had them on all my bikes, but they don't even make them for some bikes. Now, it's hard to explain to people how many, there's hundreds of little detail changes to this bike. Hundreds. And you don't really notice it till you park it right next to one that's relatively stock, and then it jumps right out at you. I've said it before, but it's something that I can't do anything about, is how quick the 2 years I've owned this bike have gone by. They've just gone water under the bridge, and that water's really going fast. But boy, in the course of those 2 years, this has been one of the high points of those 2 years. And of all the bikes I've modified, this is the only one I've ever done one little step at a time over the course of 2 years. The other restorations that I've done, I've just taken a whole bike apart and done it over the winter. This one I never really did more than one or two things at the same time, and I had a lot of fun doing it. All the custom carbon fiber bracketry and all the special bolts that were required, and that nose section, I put so many hours into getting that nose section that I was happy with it. And again, there's only one way to look at this. This is truly a labor of love. Well, like every day out on the open road, and I try to ride as many days as possible, the days always seem to go by quicker than you want. The years go by quicker than you want. And then it's time to head back to the farm and see what Karen's up to, what she's cooking up, what we're going to have for dinner, and what time, the main thing, what time my grandson's going to come over. A lot of fun. There wasn't a lot of sun on the ride today, but no rain at all either, so I'll take a cloudy day anytime. And it really never got into the 90s, so I guess this should put while we're ahead anyway. Mt09, what a great birthday gift. Got it almost 2 years now, coming up on that day very soon. And after 2 years, I don't know what to say. I couldn't be happier. And I always think back over the 2 years to the day I actually went down to the dealer and sat on the Kawasaki, the Cafe Racer replica, the 900. And then when I sat on this bike, that was the selling feature. This bike just fit me to a T. And I'm really not sure that in time, how it's going to play out. But it has been 2 really exciting, fun years. Modifying the bike has been a lot of fun. Doing all the changes, coming up with the carbon fiber stuff, painting the wheels, painting the bike. All of it has become what I call the Mt09 adventure. And that adventure is not really over yet. There's still some things, I always say it's a work in progress. There's some things I still have in the back of my mind. I just haven't figured out exactly what the next step is. thanks so much for watching and being part of the last 2 years with the MT09.